everybody. Welcome to the first episode of Movement Meals. I'm JJ, and this is my mama, the one that taught me everything I know about cooking.
Woo!
I shouldn't have said that. Right now, we're gonna get started on prepping the vegetables for our lean vegetable lasagna. Just cut the stalks off. Get right up close in there so you guys can see. Cut it from the base, and you can kind of split it apart. All nice and chopped up. Thank you, Mother. Let's go ahead and take this over to the steamer. If you don't have one of those, you can put it straight in the water. It doesn't really matter. It's gonna all get chopped up anyways and thrown in the lasagna. So we're gonna go ahead and get started on the cashew ricotta cheese. We're only gonna really use like 4 or 5 ingredients for this. Just spoon them into your food processor, blender, magic bullet. We're gonna take about a teaspoon of lemon juice, maybe a little bit more pink Himalayan salt. Also, we're gonna take our ground black pepper. So right now I'm using garlic chips, kind of the only thing that I have right now. You can use like granulated garlic or garlic powder or fresh garlic, whatever you want to use. Be creative. That's what cooking's about. It's art, you know. It's gonna be loud, so you're not gonna be able to hear me, but you're gonna see it's gonna go into kind of a creamier, pureed form. And then, so after that's all kind of done, we're gonna go ahead and get some unsweetened cashew milk, almond milk, soy milk, whatever your preference is. Pour just enough in to make it creamy. And you should come out with something that looks a bit like that. And just go ahead and scrape it out into whatever bowl you would like. And as you can see, it makes quite a bit. So now that we have these steamed veggies just chilling here, all you really have to do is take a bowl and your knife, chop it up, make it smaller little pieces. It doesn't have to be anywhere perfect. It's gonna go in the lasagna. So we're gonna go ahead and get started on our meat filling. You can really use any imitation meat you want. If you want to do like a Guardian chicken lasagna, you could do that. But for this case, meat substitute veggie crumbles. They can be made out of a bunch of different stuff. Comes in a little package like so. Cut this open. Mash it all up. I like to spice up everything that I have, try and add my own flavor into it. I'm a big fan of black ground pepper, fresh ground if you can. This is already pretty salty, so we're just gonna add a little bit of Himalayan salt. Turmeric is a wonderful spice. Don't wanna add too much, don't wanna add too little either. It's nice and colorful and vibrant, that's what we want. Also, we're gonna go ahead and use coriander seed. Get a bit in there. And then also, one of my favorites, I love paprika. Again, you can throw anything you want in this. Be creative and create something new. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix this up and we're gonna throw it on the stove. All right, so we're gonna dump all the imitation ground meat in here. Keep stirring it. If you need, you can add more oil, but we're gonna go ahead and come back when this is all browned up and ready. So we went ahead and took this off the stove, it's all browned up. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the cashew ricotta that we made and mix it in with our meat substitute. I'm just gonna dump this whole thing. I like to do 1 part meat, 1 part ricotta, so half and half. And get a nice creamy filling and start mixing this up. You want to get it evenly spread because remember this is going to spread across the whole pan in a couple layers. What I have here is actually just jarred tomato sauce or pasta sauce. You can use your own recipe if you have one. It is honestly easier just to get canned, jarred. Obviously get organic or the best that you can. Put it into our big saucepan that is on a medium heat. I'm gonna go ahead and use 4 jars. So what we wanna do, add a little bit more salt. We love pepper in this house. We're gonna use some of our beloved turmeric. We're also gonna put some ground coriander up in here. I don't know, I just saw these in my pantry and I was like, you know what, I like celery seeds. So we're just gonna stir this up. I have some water boiling, about a third of a pot. Brown rice, pasta. We're not looking for it to fully cook in the boil just because we are gonna bake it. Then you wanna get cold water, rinse it over your pasta so it stops the cooking process. And shake it out, get out all the excess water. We have our noodles, we have our sauce, we have our meat and ricotta cheese filling, and then we have our veggies. We're gonna go ahead and place down some pasta in the bottom layer over the olive oil that we already layered the bottom with. And just fill in all the empty spaces. You can use a pair of kitchen scissors or a knife and just go ahead and cut the pasta. The first thing that we're gonna wanna put over it is gonna be the sauce. So the sauce is gonna be the part that actually cooks the lasagna. Give this a generous amount of sauce. Fill in any spots that look like they might be a little lone. Next, we're gonna go over here to our cheese and meat filling. So you can see that spreads over evenly. And remember, you wanna pack this tight. And then we're gonna do more sauce right on top of the meat. We're gonna put the oven at 350. Let that heat up for a minute. It's all about the layers, guys. All about the layers. Now we're gonna actually go over to the veggies. We're gonna do one last layer of sauce. All right, guys. So we already got the baking sheet just because it is gonna boil and overflow a little bit. But we're gonna take our piece of foil right over top, air seal it as much as you can with the foil. So use a nice lid to go right on top. And we're gonna take this. Oven's already preheated to 350. We're gonna take our lasagna tray, and we'll see it when it is done. But right now what we're gonna do is we're gonna make the dressing for our side salad. So first, I just have some salted roasted almonds. You don't even really need to soak the nuts, but I had leftover cashews. Put all of our nuts into our blender. Just a little bit of olive oil, maybe a little bit more.
That's not little.
Swig, okay? If you like oil, put more oil. I have dried cilantro. I forgot to pick up actual fresh cilantro. The lasagna has been in the oven at 350 degrees for about 35 minutes. When you're peeking at it, you'll see it steaming and you might see some little bubbles coming out from the bottom. We're gonna take our vegan mozzarella cheese that I got from Trader Joe's, I believe it was. And we're just gonna do a top layer and sprinkle cheese on top. This is just so we can get a nice cheesy crust. And throw it back into the oven for about 15 more minutes. We're gonna go ahead and assemble our cold salad. All I have is mixed greens. We got some lettuce, kale, cabbage, some raw mushrooms, avocados, mini cucumbers, and then that salad dressing that we made earlier. right, guys, let's try and scoop the first piece out. Try and get that in there, but oh yes. Look at that. It's all nice. Lasagna. And go ahead and make a nice thing of salad. Alright. And everyone, I'm proud to say we have just created our first movement meal together. And we have our house salad with our nut dressing and our plant-based lean lasagna. Completely vegan, completely healthy, nutritious, good wholesome food. Thank you, Mother, for helping us today. And yeah, it's all love. This is JJ Movement signing out for Movement Meals episode 1, and I'll see you guys in a couple weeks.